Hi. Many times in interview questions of the DevOps engineer or as a Linux system admin engineer or a cloud professional, we face this interview question that what is lsof command on Linux operating system, which is widely used as a web server, as a database server, or many other application servers. We know that Linux is very stable, secure, and open source operating system. But many times as a professional, DevOps professional, we face an issue while we are doing monitoring of our application servers. Application could be developed in whatever programming language. It could be developed in the Java, PHP, Go, or Python, or any programming language. What happens many times the application will open too many sessions and those sessions will be not terminated properly by the application when end user stops using it. Or in another way, we can say that application is not proper closing the system resources which are used by the kernel or the operating system. For an example, file handlers, various application connections, networking connections which are established on particular port. In this case, the lsof command on Linux operating system is very helpful that we can easily find out all open files on our Linux server. At the same time, we can also find out the processes which are accessing this application or these open files from particular directory. These are also known as the file descriptors. So here is a very simple example of lsof command, which we can use with particular process ID. We know that when Linux system starts, the first process ID is init, and now in new modern systems, it is a systemd. So when we use lsof command with -p and process ID, we will get the list of all open connections by this process ID. At the same time, imagine you are working on some web server, and that web server we want to find out all open threads with Apache process. So we can easily use lsof. We can grab the username and we can use head or tail, whatever we want. And if we know the process ID of particular process, application process, we can use with head and without head, we can grab and we can easily find out how many processes or open files are there, from which directory they are open. Now, if you want to find out a particular that from which directory, how many open threads are there, so we can use +t option with lsof command and we can give the directory path. Keep in mind, we have to use absolute path of our Linux directory. So here I have shown that lsof +d and /var directory. I can easily find out that right now this many open files connections are there on my Linux server. So lsof is very useful, very helpful in troubleshooting and in monitoring. Thank you.